Welcome to Craft Shop. Brad here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this wooden serving tray. So this is the wood I'm using for the project, a piece of mahogany and a leftover piece of pine from an old project. I'm just going to rip these up into strips real quick. And I adjusted my fence so that the mahogany strips are a little bit wider. And there's all my strips all finished up. Now I'm going to go ahead and chop these down to about 14 inches or so. Now I'm just doing a little bit of hand sanding with my random orbit. Finishing it up with about 220 grit. And now I'm just trying to figure out what pattern I'm going to use for this one. Now that I've figured out my pattern, I'm going to go ahead and get my air nailer ready and my wood glue. I'm nailing a stop block to my workbench, so I have a bit of a fence to push these pieces up against. Alright, I'm just nailing my first piece down. And I want to have gaps in between all of these pieces. I don't want them to be flush. So I'm going to be using a paint stick as a spacer. That way I have the same distance in between each piece. Alright, nailing down the second piece, and I'm just going to be repeating this process until I reach the end. Alright, now I've flipped my serving tray around and I'm going to be getting my second end piece connected. And again, I am just using that paint stick as a spacer to make sure all of my boards are parallel and equally spaced. And there it is. Now for a little bit of sanding with the random orbit sander. This is looking pretty good. I'm happy with the results so far. Now I'm going to figure out where I'm going to attach these handles. And I'm just taping a flag onto my drill bit. That way I know where to stop drilling. I don't want to drill through these boards. Alright, drilling holes for the handles. Alright, and before I actually attach the handles, I'm just going to be using a little bit of tung oil to bring this wood to life. And that looks pretty cool now. I'm happy with that. The mahogany really popped with the oil. So here I am just screwing in the handles. I don't want to overdo it with an impact drill, so I'm just using a screwdriver. And there's the final piece. I'm really happy with the results on this one. I've never made a serving tray before, so this was an interesting project. Thank you so much for watching. This serving tray was a fun project, and items like this generally sell pretty quick at craft shows, so I'll be sure to bring this with me to the next one I go to. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any tips for me, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.